also would like to thank Mr. Franz Richardson and the U.S. party for the confidence and the trust that they put in me to ask me to take on this awesome responsibility of the Justice Ministry. And I say awesome because if we read just follow the news of the past months, what has been happening, one would have to stop and wonder what is going on. And the cry out of the community is very understandable, and people want to see action. But then again, I was very happy when I read the New Year's wishes of the Prime Minister, because in the New Year wishes of the Prime Minister, the Minister went pretty detailed into the safety aspect, the justice aspect. And I recognize a lot of the approaches. If I had written a speech before, I thought maybe he would have laid his hands on it, but that was not the case. But that's why the government has a platform. And under the guidance of the Prime Minister, the priorities are set out as to this governing term, what would be addressed. And that issue of the justice and the safety and the security of the community and our visitors has a very high priority. A lot of times we also hear that, yes, a lot has to be done, but there's no money to do it. But I believe that a lot also can be done that don't require a lot of money to do. And one of the things that we have to work on, and my colleague, the Minister of Romi, in one of his first actions with the garbage collection, where it was said, listen, look, we have responsibilities and we have to live up to those responsibilities. And if we don't live up to those responsibilities, there should be consequences. And I applaud the minister for that. Because we have to be careful that we don't become a community where we start the irregularities, the illegalities become norm. And it takes all of us. It's not just the police or the prosecutor. Then usually when the police and the prosecutor get in the mix, it's already too late. We have to develop back a sense of respect, responsibility towards ourselves and our fellow man for what we do in the community. Whether it is traffic, if there's a sign say that you should not park there, you should not park there. And if you park there, there will be consequences. And then you should not cry wolf when those consequences come down. And so we have to refocus. We have to refocus, and it is all of our responsibility to do so. Also, attention would be placed on prevention. It's good to build a lot of prisons, and we need better facilities, definitely. But I think it is also even more important to try to keep people out of those facilities, and especially our youngsters. So we have to focus on ways and means that we do not lose any more of our youngsters, and especially our young males, on the criminal path. That, again, the Ministry of Justice cannot do alone. So in cooperation with the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of ASR, I hope to approach our colleagues that we can come up with programs and projects, because one ministry can, if there's 100,000 guilders available, and each ministry fight for that 100,000, and each of us want 75,000 to come with a program, we will not have enough. But maybe if we work together, we can get one good program off the ground that can have good effect, and all of us can be happy because we would be working towards our improving our community. Also, the rhetoric of the last few months. We have landed in the finger pointing process. It's not me, it's him, it's her. It's the police, it's the prosecutor, it's this one, it's that one. It's all of us. And we have to be also careful when rhetoric, I heard someone said, once when the issue of robbery took place and there were some youngsters involved, and someone said, what do you expect them to do if they don't have jobs? Is that the answer? If you don't have a job, you take a gun and you go rob a store? We as responsible leaders have to be also careful with what we say. And we should not, and I know we don't mean it that way, but it could be taken that way. It could be that we are given credence to the fact that if you don't have a job and you feel displaced in the community, then you should go out and do wrong things. So those are some of the areas, besides the urgent attention that the prison, the police, etc. need, that would be having full attention. We also would have to look at some of those areas. So for now, being my first press briefing, I just wanted to give a brief outline of the direction that we would like to go with resolving some of the problems. Also, if I'm not mistaken, there was a motion in Parliament that within 60 days the ministry should come up with a plan of approach as to what would be done with the crime situation, and I intend to answer within the 60 days.
Life is a journey full of connections. You're in safe hands even when life starts too soon. You don't have to miss a single beat. When a bad hair day makes you sad, just sharing can bring you joy and more to come. They take the plunge, turn fear into faith, while you capture those beautiful moments. In the game of life, it's family that counts. They'll be there even when you lose. We all have our moments of reflection and hope. And when you feel you're losing everything in life, we're there, because there's more to come. When life starts too soon, you don't have to miss a single beat. We're here to connect you and share life. Telcel, when you want more.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
Need a loan that's quick and easy. Island Finance. Up to 50,000 guineas real easy. Island Finance. For education, a renovation. That's no problem. Yes, it's true. That's not all. They're quick and friendly too. Island Finance. Appliances, vacations, even fix your car. You can depend on Island Finance.
Just a few updates. I know the residents in St. Peters have been calling me concerning the road, and I have some information to give them. Yesterday, we had a discussion with the road department. Some of the heads were there, we were discussing it, and they're still having some structural improvements concerning the road. Hence the reason why it's not complete as yet. Some plates was put down. I don't know if it was the best thing to do at the time. I thought it was, just to sort of ease the traffic a bit. But after realizing that the rain and the water and the weather that came sort of make it a little bit more slippery, so the plate shifted, and there was a lot of noise. I know Miss LH right across the road called me over and said, Chris, I can't sleep. I had the plates removed, and yesterday the contractor was in and he gritted it down and put some sand and soil cement to make it a bit easier for the traffic. And I was also brought up to speed that not this weekend, but the following weekend, they will be working on it. So again, traffic will be closed off. So I'm asking for the cooperation of the people concerning the road, but they are working on it and it will be solved before the end of the month. That I was sure of. And also, I must say that I'm a bit pleased, not satisfied, all of that concerning the garbage situation, but I don't know, it probably seems as if the fines were a bit, because we see regular pickup is starting to happen in the districts. However, I took a drive through the Middle Region area and I see that something is not going too well. However, I have all the intentions to speak to the hall in that area to see what seems to be the problem, because you don't want to be hard all the time. You want to hear them out and see what is going on, because it's not an easy thing. And also to the residents and the people, I must say that I'm pleased also, because I've seen some of them starting to move the hard debris, like the mattresses and the fridges and the stove, to the dump. I was on the dump myself. I took a drive on the dump to sort of just get a view of the condition to what it looks like, and I was surprised to see people bringing the stuff to the dump. And the dump itself is something that is a high priority for this government. I know it is, because right after this meeting we'll be having a discussion about garbage and stuff, and it is a priority also for the Ministry of Environment, a very, very high priority. I believe it's 10 or 15 years ago. It was told that the dump has reached its capacity. So basically what we are doing right now doesn't make no sense or much sense to continue doing what we are doing. And we all know that waste to energy is the way to go in terms of dealing and solving this problem. And I realize that we seem to seriously have a problem with sewage, a serious problem. We took some drive with some of the experts down at the Environment Department in some of the areas. They looked at it, and I was given assurance that inspection will be beefed up to really, really go and talk to the individuals, the homes, the businesses, to solve this problem. But there's one thing that I noticed, and I would want to encourage the districts or the communities like St. Peter's, South Reward, Middle Region, Colby, all the districts, because I remember when his name, Rolando Tobias, was the president of the St. Peter's Community Council. He really had St. Peter's on the move in terms of having a keen eye of how things was going. So I'm asking the communities, to beef up or really, have a strength or a strong hand in their community, strengthen your community council, so you yourself can give a listening ear or a voice to government as to how things are going, because you're the one that live in the district. You know your area. You know what is going on in your area. You know the spots in the area, and it's not all the time that government is aware of what is happening in that particular area. And I also know Mr. Priest, I believe he still is the president of the community council in Middle Region, But what I'm saying, if the community councils are strengthened, if they are aware, if they are really forceful in their area, in their district, I believe a lot more can be done in terms of the cleanliness of the area, awareness in the area, and how things is going on and how things is happening. Again, it's not much that I really want to say, because like what I've said before, we are still working on the issues. I'm still being, brought up to speed with a number of things that is happening. But again, I still seriously have a problem with the way we are keeping our surroundings. And I'm asking people to really have a conservative effort and take some pride and, have some cleanliness when it comes to their area, because you still see it a bit. It's still a little eyesore, when they just simply, the garbage is removed and they just come and just dump a whole wall unit. And you're trying to figure out, who should spin around and pick it up? These things cannot continue to happen. And I'm asking the people of St. Martin to really, help us to help you so we can move forward. Because at the end of the day, and I keep saying it all the time, it's just one small island that we have. One small island. And our main pillar is tourism. And you don't want tourists to stop coming to this country. And if we have a filthy and a dirty island, they will stop coming.
Oh my, what an inventory list, and so unnecessary. But wait, your home contents are all insured by Be Sure. That means that you determine the amount you want to insure. No inventory list, no hassle.
Are you Be Sure? Be Sure.
Bob, I can understand why you're parking so carefully. Of course, when you can get 80% discount on your Be Sure car insurance. But that's overdoing it, Bob.
Are you Be Sure? Be Sure.
Yeah!
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
1,
2,
3,
4. This is how common it is to develop a mental illness. 1 out of every 4.
4,
4.
4. But there is hope. Today, most mental illnesses can be managed and treated. Visit your general doctor if you feel concerned about your thoughts and behaviors or have some difficulty dealing with some of life's issues.
If you have been diagnosed and are suffering from a mental illness, keep in mind these 4 points to help you manage your mental health.
1. Get regular checkups with your general doctor.
2. Stay on your treatment plan to prevent relapses.
3. Find a strong support group in your family and friends.
And 4. Never be afraid to ask for help and look out for the warning signs of your illness.
Remember, you are not alone. We are as close as one.
2,
3,
4.
Learn about mental health illness by going to the Mental Health Foundation's website at www.mhf-sxm.com.
When I listened, I heard about collaboration we have started. Some were out during the last part of the year, so it's a fresh new start for us here in the Council of Ministers. I am quite proud to be standing with these gentlemen as the only female left, but I know that cooperation and collaboration is the order of the day, and it has started already. So I'll be having some meetings, as was mentioned before, with the Ministry of VROMI in moving some of the projects that have been lagging behind, where schools and reconstruction is concerned, as well as with our ministries of ASI and Justice in dealing with some of the protocols and legislation that also have been lagging behind in terms of protection of our youth, and working together to prevent our youth going astray, etc., and collaborating budget-wise. Thank you so much for that. I'm happy to hear that, and definitely we'll be able to save the country some money, because I've been saying over and over in the past, we can continue to spend on incarceration and the like, but if we don't spend on prevention, then that will continue to rise. So many talk about the large budget of the Ministry of Education, Culture, Youth and Sports, but I believe that it is justified, because we must preserve the core of what we serve is the youth, and that must be preserved for our future. So thank you to my colleague ministers for the commitment to work together to realize that. As I mentioned in last year in preparing a New Year's address, which was sent to the press, I am looking forward to an action-filled year by not just this government, but the community. And it has started already, and I've also heard the call of our Minister of VROMI, so we're definitely on one page with that. Nothing can be done in isolation. The community, the people, the business community, as well as our visitors, we all have to work together to make sure that life on St. Martin is not just viable, sustainable, but that we can have a happy and good life. And I think we have all of the ingredients, and if everybody has the same goal in mind, then we should definitely be able to move in that direction. In that vein, I would like to applaud two initiatives that I've already seen being advertised, and one is the community initiative of the St. Martin Reads. It's an association affiliated at the library. I see many of the library workers as well involved, pushing for literacy on St. Martin, and that falls definitely within our Education on the Move campaign, seeing and promoting anything that is a positive within the community. And so they are having a this Saturday evening, an evening of literacy, poetry, reading, for the community of Dutch Quarter. And so I'm very proud of such an organization to be going out in the community in this manner. Not everything has to be done by government, but we can definitely applaud and support where we can. So this is one of those initiatives which I implore and encourage all communities to find evenings to promote literacy, to promote good stuff, because we keep saying our youth are not busy with proper activities, but we need to start looking inwards as individuals, as communities, as churches, as even school organizations, and of course government. What are we doing to stop that trend and create new positive trends? So I definitely applaud that effort. In March upcoming, St. Martin has been taking part in this Dutch Caribbean or Dutch plus Dutch Caribbean initiative of SXM, Doet, Curacao, Doet, all of the other countries, and we've done very well each year, improving. Again, I wouldn't want us to only volunteer on March 10th and 11th, but to make it a way of life. If we who have can volunteer, whether it's time or donate finances to assist those who need, we will see that they are then empowered to then become less needy, and will have gained from that and also give back as well. So I'm looking forward to those initiatives as well as others coming from within my ministry also. And moving forward, we were as a ministry already working out our year plan objectives for 2017, looking at what our strategic objectives and global or general objectives were within our governing program. And so we hope to have that finalized by the end of January. In terms of that, the entire ministry will then be moving and flying in formation, in a sense of we're solving the problems together, not just as a ministry, but interministerially as well, knowing when we need to collaborate and actually sitting behind that, because we've seen in the past where the intention for collaboration is there, but actual execution sometimes falls behind, and with everything else that's going on, following up doesn't always happen. So we're looking on improving our collaboration internally as well as externally with other ministries, other organizations, and in strengthening those associations who are out there receiving our subsidies and executing works that we are responsible for. So we expect, of course, more accountability. We expect that they will be doing better reporting, and we will strengthen you and have been strengthening these organizations to do that. in this year of 2017. I call it a year of action, but also accountability. And so I look forward to us as a community, as government organizations, doing that. I would like to at this time also remind study financing applicants that the deadline for applications is on January 16th, as the 15th falls on a Sunday.